Hey, this is Rick Caselge, injury specialist from exercisesforinjuries.com. In today's video, I'm going to go through the essential 4 knee pain relief exercises. And I'll get Andrea to go through the first one, and then I'll go through them in detail and also show you the other 3 that you need to do. So this ends up being the first one, bringing the knees to the chest. So you're lying down, so I'll get you to straighten the legs out. Good. I end up having the legs bent. Okay. So usually when it comes to knee and knee pain, it tends to be happy when it's in that middle knee bend zone. So you're in this position lying down, and then Andrea's going to bring the knee towards the chest. So I'm really trying to focus on working on that range of motion in the knee. So this exercise, we're really trying to regain the range of motion in the knee. So Andrea's bringing it towards her chest, holding it there for a second or two, and then relaxing and then switching to the other side. So she's kind of doing that back and forth for a couple repetitions. So when it comes to specifically the sets and reps and time, you're looking at 1 set. You know, repetitions, I do 5 on each side. And when it comes to time, you're holding for a second or two at the top position. And with this exercise, we're focusing on regaining that range of motion in the knee. A lot of times with knee pain, we end up losing that range of motion, so we want to do what we can to regain it, and it ends up being best in an unloaded position like this, lying down, and improving that range of motion in the knee in order to help with knee pain relief. So this ends up being the first exercise. Now the second one ends up involving the foam roller. So I'm going to get Andrea to go through foam rolling the quadriceps. So a lot of times with knee pain, what ends up happening is you end up getting tension in the quads. So Andrea's rolling out her right quad. She's going from just above the knee to about the hip joint and then rolling through. So she's working on the main belly of the quadriceps and then also kind of moving towards the outside and inside of that quadricep. You can see that she's moving in a smooth, controlled manner, and she's self-massaging out that quadricep. Excellent. So with this one, why we're doing the foam rolling is there tends to be tension in the muscle. So with knee pain, the muscles end up tightening around the quadriceps, and that tightening ends up putting unnecessary pull or stress on that knee joint, which leads to irritation and pain. So what we want to do is eliminate that tension so there's less pulling and stress on that knee joint. And that's what the foam rolling does. It helps relax that quadricep. Now when it comes to sets, reps, and time, 1 set, 5 repetitions, down and up ends up being 1 repetitions. And time, you're looking at a smooth, controlled movement. You're not trying to race through it, slowly down, slowly back up, smooth, controlled movement with the foam rolling out the quads. Now the third one ends up being a stretch. So Andrea's going to go through it. So it ends up being a 90-90 hip flexor stretch. So you can see that Andrea's 90 in the front, ankle, knee, and hip, and then same with the back, hip, knee, ankle, 90 degrees. She's going to tighten up the abdominal areas, tighten up her glutes, bring her hips forward, and she's brought that arm overhead, and we're looking at getting a good stretch in the quadriceps, and you might end up even feeling it in the front of the hip. So with this one, if you end up having knee pain, a lot of times there ends up being, tightness in that quad. So with this one, you'll probably mainly feel it in that quadricep. But ideally, you want the stretch to move on into the hip. But if it's a really strong stretch in the quadricep, then just focus in on that quadricep. When it comes to sets, reps, and time, we're looking at 1 set, repetitions twice on each side, alternating back and forth, and we're looking at a hold, time about 20 seconds. You're holding the stretch, light stretch for 20 seconds. Now, this exercise ends up kind of working with the self-massage exercise. The self-massage ends up loosening up the muscle, and then with the stretching, we end up working on lengthening the muscle so there's even less pull on the quadriceps onto the knee joint. Now, when it comes to the fourth one, now we're working on kind of like a recovery exercise to deal with the real cause when it comes to knee pain. So we're doing a hip drop. So Andrea's going to stand on 1 leg. She's going to drop the hip, bring the hip out, and then she's going to come back and stand up. Good. And then again, dropping that hip out. Good. Bending in the knee, and then coming back up, straightening the knee, and then straightening out that hip area. So with this one, once again, smooth, controlled movement. we're targeting the hip. And the reason why we're doing this hip drop is a lot of times the cause of knee pain ends up being poor hip stability. So we're working on strengthening, activating the right muscles, working on the endurance when it comes to those hip muscles. And we're doing that with this hip drop movement. When it comes to sets, reps, and time, I would start off with 1 set, 5 repetitions on each side. Just go 5 on one side, 5 on the other. And then when it comes to time, you're just looking at a smooth, controlled movement that you're doing each of them. Now, when it comes to like progressing things, you can end up progressing the sets. You can end up doing 2 or 3 sets. But I'd start off with going through things with 1 set, seeing how it ends up feeling, and then if it feels good, end up going through another set. Now, if you like this video and you're looking for some of my other knee pain relieving tips, what I recommend for you to do is click right here. I have a brand new free report called 5 Tricks That Fight Knee Pain and Tightness. Just click right here. Let me know where to send this brand new free report and I'll send you this report right away. Now, if you're watching this on a mobile device, tablet, or smartphone, head down below into the description and click the first link, which will end up being exercisesforinjuries.com/knees. Let me know where to send that brand new free report and I'll send you that brand new free report right away. Now, with this video, if you got benefit from it, make sure you like it. If you have a question or comment for me, leave it down below in the comment section. And lastly, hit subscribe before you go so you'll end up getting future pain relieving videos.